You ever wake up expecting a normal day, only for absolute chaos to punch you right in the face? Because that's exactly how my morning went. One minute I was minding my own business, the next a deafening crash rattled my entire house. A sound so sharp and sudden it made my heart jump into my throat. I bolted outside and instantly froze. My wooden fence, the one that had stood strong for 15 years, was shattered across the gravel like someone had blasted it with a wrecking ball. And buried in the middle of the wreckage was a dented silver car, bumper jammed deep into what used to be a sturdy fence post. The driver's door flew open, and out stumbled none other than Karen's teenage son, Brad. And if you know Karen, our neighborhood's queen of complaints, you already know this wasn't going to end peacefully. Brad was basically her clone, entitled, careless, and allergic to responsibility. "What the hell?" I yelled, staring at the destroyed fence, the skid marks ripping across my lawn, and the kid who caused it all. Brad just brushed his messy hair back and shrugged like he'd spilled a drink. "Dude, relax. It's not that bad." Not that bad? He had literally driven into my yard. Before I could fully process the mess, I heard it. The shrill, nails-on-chalkboard voice only one woman possessed. Karen stormed toward us like a furious tornado, arms crossed, face burning red. "What did you do to my son?" she screeched, glaring at me like I'd personally aimed the car at my own fence. I stared at her, baffled. "Excuse me? Your son destroyed my property." But logic had never once visited Karen's brain. "Your fence is too close to the road," she snapped. "If you hadn't built it there, he wouldn't have crashed. This is your fault." I almost laughed. My fence had been in that spot since the day I bought the house, perfectly within my property lines. But before I could say anything, Karen whipped out her phone and called the police, demanding they show up immediately. "Good," I muttered. "Let's see what they think." While we waited, Brad leaned casually against his crushed car, texting like he wasn't standing in the crime scene he created. Karen paced back and forth, rehearsing whatever story she planned to sell. I stood there staring at the broken fence, wondering how far she'd push the nonsense. I didn't wait long. The moment the police cruiser turned the corner, Karen bolted toward it like she was auditioning for a drama role. She pointed at me with wild urgency. "Officers! Thank goodness you're here!" she cried, clinging to Brad's arm. "This man is responsible for this accident. His fence is a trap. It's way too close to the road. My son nearly died." I nearly choked. A trap? It was a normal fence sitting on a normal property line. The officers exchanged long, tired looks. Officer Daniel stepped forward and studied the deep tire marks carved across my lawn. "Ma'am," he said calmly, "it looks like your son lost control before hitting the fence. Can you explain what happened?" Brad finally looked up from his phone. "I was just driving. The fence came out of nowhere. Like, who even puts a fence there?" Karen nodded dramatically. "Exactly. He should be paying for the damage to Brad's car." I laughed out loud. "Let me get this straight. He destroys my fence, and I'm supposed to pay for his car." Officer Daniel stepped in before Karen could explode again. "Ma'am, the fence is clearly within the homeowner's property. There's nothing illegal about it." Karen's jaw dropped. "So you're taking his side?" By then, half the neighborhood had come out to watch. People peeked from porches, whispered, and even filmed. Everyone knew Karen, and seeing her meltdown was a community event. Officer Ramirez inspected the mangled car. "This vehicle isn't drivable. It needs to be towed. I'll need your insurance information for the property damage." "What?" Karen shrieked. "You can't tow his car. He needs it." "Ma'am, it's a hazard," Ramirez replied. "It's going to the impound lot." For the first time, Brad panicked. "Mom, do something." Karen tried everything. This man purposely built his fence to cause accidents. I told the HOA. From across the street, Mrs. Jensen shouted, "That fence is older than your son." Laughter spread. Ramirez had enough. "Ma'am, step aside unless you want to be cited for obstruction." Karen gasped like she'd been attacked. "Obstruction? I am the victim." But it was too late. The tow truck rolled up, lights flashing. Brad ran to his car and grabbed the hood like he could stop a machine. "No! You can't take it!" The tow driver didn't even blink. "Kid, move. It's leaving one way or another." Neighbors chuckled. Karen spiraled further. "You'll regret this." She screamed at me like I'd summoned the truck. I shook my head. "Your son destroyed my fence. I'm not the one in trouble." The officers pulled Brad back as chains clanged and locked the crushed car in place. As the front end lifted, a wave of satisfaction hit me. Karma was finally on duty. "Arrest him!" Karen shrieked. Daniel sighed. "Ma'am, I'm seconds away from citing you. Your son is at fault. His insurance will pay for the fence." For the first time, she went quiet. Cameras were still recording. Brad muttered, "Mom, stop." But Karen wasn't done. "Fine. I'll sue him. I'll sue the city." The tow driver laughed. "Lady, you can't sue gravity. Your kid just can't drive." Everyone burst into laughter. Ramirez handed me a slip. "Give this to your insurance. You'll be reimbursed." "Thank you," I said. Karen stood trembling as the tow truck carried the car away. Daniels gave me a nod. "You did nothing wrong. Call us if she tries anything else." When the crowd dispersed, I looked at the wrecked fence. It would take time to fix, but Karen's meltdown made every broken board worth it.